When Belinda Cole is around, there's a good chance there will be sparks.
When I was a school counselor all those years ago and more, I saw a lot of kids that didn't have any direction. And I really saw the CareerTech system be successful with some of those students that people had given up on. This guy is just no good, he's never going to amount to anything. And once you get that interest and connect that spark and show them a way to use their interest, you just see people bloom. I know people say that all the time, but it's really true.
She spent more than 3 decades creating sparks for students through the Oklahoma CareerTech system, and she really bought into the mission.
I love the people that I worked with, love the system. I just found a home in the CareerTech system and just loved being there.
She built one of the best vocational guidance systems in the country from the ground up. The division grew to include initiatives such as temporary assistance for needy families, high schools that work, tech centers that work, and more.
You may have to work a little harder, you may have to go a little bit longer, but there are a few dead ends if you really want it. And so to me, all of those things together provided that support system for students to realize their potential and that they really had the opportunity to create their own lives. They don't have to have the same life that they started with.
In 1997, she was Oklahoma's School to Work Coordinator, and that initiative sparked fierce opposition. But Belinda didn't back down because it was all about the students.
We saw schools like Putnam City that really embraced it and did plans of study and got students out on internships. And we saw the numbers improve. Students were being kept in school. They were achieving better. They were graduating at a higher rate at a time when our graduation rate was not very good. And so unfortunately, when the money went away, a lot of those programs went away. But to a lot of schools' credits, they kept some of those things going on, even without funding. So it just was a matter of right to me. It was just the right thing to do for students.
Belinda also believed cooperative alliances were good for students. Again, she stood her ground. Because if 2 groups of people are willing to stay at the table and talk, just about anything can be solved.
If you can come together on that one thing of let's do what's best for students, then you begin to, peel away the objections. Because if it all comes back to what do we do that's best for students, then you can get rid of the ego, you can get rid of the tradition, you can get rid of a lot of things and come back to what's going to make a difference for students. So I think that's what we were able to do.
Belinda is the first counselor to be inducted into the CareerTech Foundation Hall of Fame, and her induction follows a number of prestigious honors, including ACTE Educator of the Year and the Arch Alexander Award.
Both of them were just pretty special, each in their own way. ACTE because it was an organization that I really care a lot about, still a member, and that was pretty special being chosen nationwide. And then the Arch Alexander Award, who would not aspire to be like Arch Alexander? He was such a great example for all of us in Oklahoma.
Even in her off time, the self-described parrot head is helping others. She loves to go to Jimmy Buffett concerts and is a member of the Central Oklahoma Parrot Head Association, a group whose motto is Party with Purpose.
And so we have a good time, but we also raise money for the Humane Society, for Habitat for Humanity, the Sheltered Workshop for adults with disabilities, and more.
Belinda's technically retired now and spends a lot of time traveling and hanging out with fellow parrot heads. But she will always be an advocate for CareerTech and the mission she bought into 30-some years ago.
Helping students find their passion and find their passion in areas that are going to be viable in the future.
Belinda Cole, 2017 inductee into the CareerTech Hall of Fame.